I'm a traumatic brain injury survivor, and this is one of my experiences. In the beginning, it felt like I reverted back to being a child. And I've had this conversation with many other survivors, and many others have agreed that in the beginning, it feels like we revert back to being a child. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that when this happened to me, I was 35 years old. I'm 43 now. So I had lived a life where I had learned how to manage life, and I had learned who I was, which means that I went through a childhood where I was given the grace to learn how to function, to be introduced to basic foundation functioning. So with that being said, coordination, processing information, problem solving, memory, word finding, articulation, balance, you name it. There's a lot of executive functioning and emotional regulation that has to go on. So just like a child, I had to learn to re-regulate and label my emotions. I had to learn how to communicate what my needs were, and I had to learn what my needs were. But I didn't get the grace because I was an adult. Some of us have to learn how to walk. Some of us have to learn how to talk. Some of us have to learn how to see again. Like all of this, we have to learn our fine motor skills. This is like being a child and having to learn life over again, but we don't get the grace to be a child again. We're held to the expectations of being an adult. Another way that we show up in being kind of reverting back to being a child again is that if you offer help to me, I might reject it. Perfect example, a toddler. If you look at a toddler and you say, you look pretty tired, or you look at a young adolescent and you say, you look tired, and they go, no, I'm not tired. Oh yeah, you're tired. And that told me how tired you were. I can't tell you how many times people have expressed, hey, you look tired, and I would man up. I would push through. I would deny the reality that I was actually tired, just like an adolescent or a toddler. So I hope this perspective helps somebody else, and give yourself compassion and grace to relearn this life, to relearn the basics. And as caregivers, give your survivor compassion and grace to relearn. Be well, my friends.